Good evening, all you beautiful bastards and bad bitches out there. I'm sorry if you can hear I'm like right next to my living room. Like I'm up and see orientation wise. I'm up in some direction, okay? It doesn't really matter. And you're probably going to be able to hear it. It might get copyright struck. It might not. I don't see how it's my fault that my family has decided to watch TV and I need to record videos. Well, I don't really need to, but I'd like to because maybe if I get lucky, which is I don't really think I will because I don't believe in luck, but whatever, and I'm also not lucky, but that's beside the point. Um it's time for the funny man. The funny man incident. And I'll probably after this one goes up, I'll post the rough draft. I do want to. I'll start there. Is that this video is about another coworker of mine, uh, and the rough draft. I was a little, tipsy and made it a bit about me when this video needs to be about them. And this coworker, they, well, to get the full understanding of this, we'll have to go back to mid COVID, around there ish, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't even know because time since then has just. Anyways, so about 2-3 years ago, yeah, 2-3 years ago, 3-4. I mean, I know it's been technically 5 since it really started. But when I started first working at the company that I once again work at again, me and this guy, hi me. Edit this out because I'm trying. Edit guy out because I'm trying to I'm trying to still please the company even though I'm pissing them off. And boy, does it bring me a lot of joy to piss you off. Because something happened this past week that you'll learn about in the next video. That's not the rough draft of this. But beside the point, back onto the topic. The topic and the fact of the matter is, and again, I don't really recall who or what the other force was, other person is, or anything. I don't have the full scope, but that doesn't entirely matter in my opinion. So, I work in a factory. That much I can say. Perfectly fine. I mean, where I could say warehouse, I could say fast food. Like, as long as I don't specify the company, so far, um, I'm in the clear for now, or else they'll possibly make me take a swim. Which, by the way, I don't really like swimming. I don't really like a lot of things. I just don't. Okay, I just don't. He. It's already been 3 minutes. Oh well. I'll do my best to rewatch this and edit it out. They, because again I'm not trying to specify. This coworker of mine, they started at the same time that I did. They worked insanely hard, and they didn't screw around per se like I did when I first started. And they excelled, which wonderful. I'm grateful for them. That I'm not going to hate on them for that. In fact, that's the exact opposite of what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to bring awareness about their situation and how they've been mistreated and how this company has screwed over their employees time and time again. Because if you recall my last video, or last 2 videos talking about my current employment statuses, that person that I can't name for various reasons has also been screwed over. But this person and this other coworker of mine are 2 separate people. So I'll refer to that person as that person, and I will refer to this coworker as my coworker. And if it gets more than that, well, so be it. I can't really do much. We'll see as the ball keeps rolling, huh? Or as the tires keep turning. Hmm. Metaphors and similes are fucking funny, aren't they? Anyways, um, they again excelled. I suck at reading blueprints, and at the time I was dealing with mental issues. I mean, some could say that I still am. But they are a wonderful individual, and they worked hard. They showed up every day. They're just better than me, which I have no quarrels with at all. I can admit that kind of thing. I'm not against that. So eventually, I end up having too much of this company because it's just mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically exhausting. Um, Not to mention their setup at the time and what they were building is different than what we're building now. But that's beside the point. Um, they decided to stay, and I decided to quit. They stayed in their area, and when the company did their thing, he still stuck with the company while they had this thing they were doing, which I really wish I could open up more about, but it feels like maybe they would want to possibly threaten me with my own job for talking about my job and how they're terrible, but you know, whatever. They have been there for the past 3-4 years now. So you would think that they would have been able to climb the ladder a little bit. You know, they're extremely efficient at their job. They know the ins and outs of it. They've shown up every day. They've, as far as I'm aware, worked hard, worked diligently. They did your meritocracy BS. However, due to the standings of everything and the DEI this, DEI that, and all the current events, there was this other person who has been with the company, but in the factory you have different stops for the product you're making, and each stop kind of is like its own area. So if you want to imagine it as an office space, it would be like I guess each area would be like a different I guess if you really want to do it, like bottom floor is your bottom tier people, middle tier, and each floor would have its own head, except this is a I don't want to specify positions either because it feels a little weird and a little too on the nose, but you have your group of people, and then you have, essentially, we'll just say it like this, your sacrificial sheep to the middle management people, okay? So it goes you as a regular worker, your sacrificial sheep, and then middle management, who starts to deal with the actual higher-ups with money and power and influence. Moving along, this person from, I think, this other department applied for the sacrificial sheep position way later than my coworker did. And mind you, was he with the company longer? Possibly, yeah, sure. But do I think that he should get that person that applied for my coworker's position? I don't even know if I'll be able to edit this out. Whatever. Do I think that person from the other department should get more say and more favoritism simply because they've been at the company longer, but didn't apply as soon as my coworker did? Because my coworker did 3 months in advance. He knew well aware that the sacrificial sheep of that area was moving on. So as soon as he heard about that, it comes with a little bit of a pay raise. He applied for it because, again, he's been there, he's showed up, he's worked, he knows the ins and outs. Why shouldn't he get the position? Why is the other one? Well, unfortunately, or fortunately, because again, I'm not like horribly against DEI. I'm just against favoritism, and that's what they do, is they'll pick their favorites. I mean, even I was a favorite there for a while before I started pissing them off, and I'm completely cool with that because fuck this company. I really don't like them. I really don't. They've taken advantage of that person. They've now taken advantage of my coworker. There is no point in me putting forth any more effort than I absolutely have to if that's what they're gonna do. So, I wanted to make this video on behalf of them, and I got their permission to talk about this on, well, I don't want to say on their behalf, but, you know, I wanted to make sure I was like, hey, yo, I don't want to say, I don't want to, you know, post this video and you be hit out of the blue with this. And he's like, yeah, you're good. I mean, I even offered to hop into like a call of sorts and let them talk about it. But I don't entirely know if they care. It seems like they may have moved on. I don't know. That's beside the point. I wanted to talk about this because I am going to keep receipts of everything that you do that is wrong. Because you have wronged me, you have wronged that person, and you've wronged my coworker. I can't tolerate that, okay? That is not the point of being a worker and being a part of this society that I am in, okay? Say what you want, say what you will. I don't care. I don't care. Go ahead and even fire me for all I care. You have to find reason, which, by the way, I put in medical paperwork and they keep throwing me around in different areas instead of just keeping me in one when I've told them some of these positions are absolutely perfect for me, but they really suck at keeping workers because they don't pay well. The hours are long, even though it's only a 4-day work week, but they're 10-hour days. So again, you're still getting your 40 hours, and then they'll still sometimes have to mandatory that Friday. So yeah, it's just not a great company to work for because they treat you like crap. They do your typical meme stuff, you know, like throwing parties and wasting bonuses and not giving you bonuses and just wasting them on like pizza parties and whatnot. Bitch, I can feed myself, okay? I'm poor. I want to get out of my dad's house. But I'm still stuck here. I'm still stuck here. And that's an issue, is that you want people to like your company? You want people to speak nicely about you? Don't do this. Don't give them a reason to hate you, Mr. Company Man. Whew, you don't want to know. You really don't. So, again, this person's application for this, my coworkers, they should have gotten the position well before the other one should have, because at the end of the day, they work in a department that the other person really has no reason or right to have more say, more favoritism, or a better selection, if you will, but they still did. Now, mind you, I don't entirely know the person, and I don't want to say they were a DEI hire. I don't want to say they were foreign. I don't know. But I think the possibility exists that they might have been, and that is horribly, horribly wrong, because that is showing discrimination, essentially, against, well, again, y'all are going to say, oh, you white people have to... No, we're all equal in this playing field now. Congrats. We are all now equal. You bitched and whined and complained about it for so long, so now look what's happening. Okay? Okay. Just so we're on the same page. This has already gotten to about 15 minutes. I guess if you guys have curiosities, questions, I mean, I only have 50 lovely viewers out there, and I only average about sometimes 20, 23, sometimes 30. It's really wild out here with the analytics and whatnot, which again I don't care about, but I wanted to talk about this because my coworker, they deserve better treatment, and they deserve a raise, a significant raise in my opinion. They've stuck with the company for, well, through thin, not so much thick, because when it's thick, it goes good and they don't really care, you know, if you understand that. But they do not deserve this kind of treatment from you, and neither does that person. But we're gritting it out, and well, honestly, this is the perfect time to talk about something else, but I'll stop this video because I don't want it being some kind of dot you connect to them, because the next part that I'll stop this recording for and start talking about has nothing to do with them or that person, but rather how you've wronged me now. Okay? You know, I could look past it when it was that person, because again, technically not me, even though they are a wonderful person that you've abused and taken advantage of. I can look past, unfortunately, not that I want to, all my other coworkers, all the lovely folk out there that you once again take advantage of and then shit on, and then yeah. And then there's this coworker, the funny man, because again, I've given them that nickname is the funny man because they used to make me laugh all the time, and he's really they're I'm not gonna be able to edit all of that out. Sorry, but you know, at the very least, it's a pronoun rather than their name. Yeah. So again, this is all about them and how you've wronged them, because yeah, he they did everything right. They did everything by the book, and then and you know, quite literally have been, as far as I'm aware, as perfect as possible, way better than me, and way better than all these other people. But whatever. We're at 16 minutes, so yeah. I hope all you beautiful bastards, bad bitches, and lovely dreamers out there are having a super Sunday and have a wonderful work week. I'm going to end it here, and I will see you all in the next video. Adios.